I'm here to help. You and I will get through this together. Well, folks, you know, I'm blessed to have 7 amazing children, Marjorie and I, but millions of couples struggle with infertility in this country. And here with some helpful insight is Managing Director of the Fertility Centers of Illinois, Dr. Angie Beltsos. All right, Doctor, what should everyone know about infertility?
Some important things to know about infertility is that if you've been trying for a year and you haven't gotten pregnant, that would define infertility. But it's based on age. So if you've been trying for 6 months and you're over 35, that would constitute infertility. It happens that about 1 in 6 couples suffer from infertility, so it's really common, about 6 million people. But the good news is that with fertility treatment, that there have been over 5 million babies born from IVF. So there's a lot of hope for those couples from in vitro fertilization and fertility care.
Well, joining us is a couple struggling to conceive. Please welcome Sonia and her husband, DeWard. Okay, Sonia and DeWard, tell us a little bit about your story.
DeWard and I have known each other for a very long time. We connected because we've both been involved in church for years, our love of music and faith. And after our first date, I went home and I just kind of knew that he was the one. So now we've been married for about 2 years, and I'm 37. So, you know, I wanted to get on the childbearing thing right away. So we went directly after the altar. We went straight in, and
yes, sir.
Praise the Lord.
hallelujah. Yeah, we haven't had any luck so far. So.
Yeah, I think for us, Steve, you know, both of us, we spent a lot of time individually working on ourselves, trying to make sure things were right. You know, we wanted to do things in the right order, make sure that we had, you know, enough money to take care of family and kids. You know, my wife, I believe she would make a great mother as well. I've been really wanting to be a father. I can't wait to share stories about my life and the stuff that I went through with my kids. But, you know, we've just kind of run into this brick wall. And so it's kind of tough. We both want to be parents. And, you know, I did some research. I went to a local neighborhood drugstore and discovered that they had a fertility test for men. So I took the fertility test for men, and, you know, luckily, you know, the results were cool, because I was concerned about that. I was like, man, my man don't swim. What's up with that? You know, trying to figure out what's happening. I didn't want to make sure, I want to make sure she didn't go through all that.
They got this at the drugstore?
Yes, sir. You don't believe me? It's $40. At the drugstore, you hear me? Yes, sir.
You know, when a man know the price of something, it meant a lot to him. It meant a lot. It's $40.
$40. Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
Doctor, what are the first steps in assessing their ability to conceive?
Well, there are basically 3 important things that we want to consider. 1 is the strength of the egg and the ovary. Number 2 is the uterus and the fallopian tubes, because that's where the egg and sperm are going to meet. And then, of course, is the sperm. So the way that we do that to check eggs is to do a simple blood test and an ultrasound. Kind of gives you the gauge of your gas tank, how much gas is left, what the quality of that egg is. Number 2, you can look at the uterus. You can actually see it on the ultrasound. And with a special X-ray, which is called a hysterosalpingogram, HSG, that tells you that the tubes are open.
Right.
And then, of course, a semen analysis to check sperm. And I'm curious for you guys, like, where are you on this journey, and how is all this going for you?
Well, after 6 months of trying, you know, I automatically became aware because I knew my age factor. So I went to see my gynecologist and found out after they ran some tests that I actually had fibroids and a ruptured cyst. So we went in and had surgery right away. And they, you know, they cleared out all the debris. They flushed the blue dye through my fallopian tubes to make sure the tubes were clear. And they also did an egg count, and my egg count is fine. So we're in the process of seeing my doctor again now that my surgery has been completed, or going back for them to stimulate my ovaries. That's the next step in the process.
That's got me nervous. If they stimulate her ovaries, like, you know, yeah, that would be like 6 kids at one time. Who's gonna feed all them kids?
Yeah, I got 7. You can't.
Yeah, but I'm talking about at one time.
Octodad. Coming up next, we're going to meet another couple that's struggling to conceive also. Stay with us, folks. Thank you very much. I'm back, everybody, with Dr. Angie Beltsos, who's helping couples take steps to try to overcome infertility. Let's meet another husband and wife hoping to have children. At 30 and 32, they're pretty young to be having troubles. Please welcome Megan and Frank. Okay, Megan and Frank, so tell us, what troubles have you been having while trying to get pregnant?
Well, see, Frank and I, we started dating in high school. So we are high school sweethearts, and we've been together. We've been married 10 years now, I think. And so we went ahead and we got our degrees in school, and then we got our bearings in our professional life. So fast forward a few years later, we began trying to have children, and we've been trying for about 2 years now, and on and off we've went through treatments. We have taken breaks though, because honestly it's exhausting, not just physically but mentally exhausting.
And I guess the hardest part of infertility for me, you know, I want a baby as bad as Megan does, but the hardest part for me has been watching her suffer and the pain that it's caused her.
What are your biggest concerns here?
Well, for me, I have what's called polycystic ovarian syndrome, and I don't ovulate regularly, so I do have to take medication. We are hopeful, but, you know, really bigger than us, we want to inspire and encourage, like the couple that was on here previously, you know, to get help and to not give up.
Doctor, what are your thoughts on Megan and Frank's situation?
Well, I think that you have a mild case, it seems, of the polycystic ovarian syndrome, which actually gives me a lot of hope because your chance of getting pregnant is over 75%, even up to 90% with young women. Other options like in vitro are a great option for you to address those concerns and find success quickly.
Awesome.
Awesome.
Yeah. Now, what should couples keep in mind while they're on this, what seems like a pretty emotional journey?
Well, I think that this can be expensive. It can be expensive physically, with your time, and with your emotion. It's exhausting. You can just get spent with this before you find success. So I think you find counseling yourself as a couple, with your family, with your friends, with your faith. And there are also professional counselors that provide, you know, encouragement. I think the second thing to think about is time. Time together. Have fun. Life's too short. So even while you're going through all this, it's fun to have time together, a date night, and this isn't going to last forever, so it'll pass.
Well, I mean, good luck to all of y'all. I wish you all the best, and I think we did something like this to shed light on the subject because it's happening to so many couples out there.
Absolutely.
You know, and I think you're going to be fine. You got the right attitude, you look good, and plus the world could use a couple of really cool parents like y'all anyway, so one way or the other, let's make it happen. Hey, look, I want to say thanks to Dr. Beltsos, and thank you all for joining us. We'll be right back, folks.